Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
Avast me hearties, and welcome once again to Full Stream Ahead. I'm your host, Mozz, and with us as always is a lovely and talented internet granny herself, Lilith Hellfire.
Woo! Yeah, thank you.
Right on. And once again, we dive in this week to another episode of the Great Amazon Show, at least so far. I'm a Virgo, episode 2. And this one was called The Universe and My Spirit.
From Jones's quote, when Cootie asked her, about love. And like, who made that rule about three being more than three being a relationship, less than three being a situationship.
Oh, so is that what she said? She said it was the universe?
She says the universe and my spirit.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Oh, so she's Jones.
Yeah, that's Jones.
Gotcha. Right on, right. I kept referring to her, and I was writing out my notes for this, as the hippie chick.
You would be correct. She is the activist.
Right. Yeah.
We're in Matt's room at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, and or don't we start with Cootie at Big Bang?
At Big Bang, yeah.
Yeah, again, being his awkward, weird self, and she not having it. I'm surprised there's not more.
She's not having it. I think she's into it.
No. What I mean, well, she doesn't care about the awkward. She does not care about the awkwardness at all. That's sort of what I was trying to articulate poorly. But yeah, she doesn't care about that at all. She's sort of googly-eyed over him. I'm surprised more women aren't googly-eyed over him. I thought that would be a more interesting. I mean, there were those two weird girls at the club, but I'm surprised that's not a bigger thing. He's not a bigger. More girls are attracted.
Too many girls are actually into hentai or anything like that.
Yeah, but he's 8 feet tall, you know?
He's 13 foot tall. That's a little too much, Mom.
Excuse me. All right, fair enough. 8 foot, it's all right.
I mean, Shawnee O'Neal is smaller than me and had a bunch of Shaq's babies. That's fine. But 13 feet?
Yeah.
I'm not going to risk it. I'm sorry.
No, that is a lot. But hey, again, Flora doesn't seem to mind at all. She puts a little heart on the receipt for him, and he walks right out. And I just left. And you just left. Okay. But yeah, your picture there today is awful interesting, because that cartoon was so strange and so weird.
Parking tickets.
Oh,
That's
man.
the name of the show. And I was just, so this is like a show within a show. It's supposed to be like a long running show within the Virgo universe. Mm-hmm. But so Boots Riley snuck in a second show on us, because he actually wrote it, from everything that I understand, and directed the animation of it. So he's sneaking in another little mini show on us.
And it's just
versatility. I love it.
And what a beautiful little poem it was too. His little soliloquy, pain is our loot for making the maggots wait another day. We survived, right? That's got to be worth something, man. What a beautiful way of saying that. I was like, wow, that really caught me off guard. You're bowled over by this guy holding his inside, his melting lungs
in an IBS uniform.
Right.
With a pet possum, and then his kid just doing the absolute most, like he's just watching Beavis and Butthead on his iPod or something. Boing, just ruining the moment. It's just, it's perfect.
Yeah. It seemed like millennial comedy. Or even Gen Z's version of Itchy and Scratchy, you know?
Yes.
Way more meta and way more depressing.
Yeah.
But let's see here. Oh, so then after that we get to the great conversation with his parents, right? And his father's like,
hell
really,
no, you can't hold no money.
No. But like, I love that he that was such a great scene for him. He makes such a great speech that even the mom is agreeing with him. And that was a beautiful little moment because moms are always, taking the son's side.
Yeah.
And so to watch the mom stand there be like, yup, and she didn't want to be, but she's like, yeah, he's right. And then, the image to finally nail his argument home. I have to cut up your logs before they can flush down. And I was like, my word. Thank you for that, Dad. But yes.
Yeah, that's everything before that kind of hit close to home. Like, because when you're a kid, you don't think about the bills. You're just like, oh yeah, food just magically appears in the fridge, and I magically have clothes on my back, and you don't have to do anything but maybe get good grades. Some people don't have to do that.
Yeah, back then you're just like, when I get up, that's what'll be handed to me. That's what's waiting for me. So I'm gonna get it anyway. Why the hell? This seems I can do the bare minimum.
Exactly.
But then it's like, go out there and earn your own money. You think you're a big man now?
Which
go ahead.
Weird. It's like, okay, he's in a way they're both of them are kind of right. It's like, well, he is kind of out there. The hero has is on his trail now, as we see. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm feeling like it's a bad thing. It's
for sure.
Elon Musky vibes. If Elon Musk wanted to, be a hero. Yeah, I'm not really liking the heroes and the everything that they show in the background. It hasn't been good just yet.
No, he doesn't seem like a good guy at all. He's there just to placate his own ego. More than placate. Yeah, you're right. Right. No, but I mean, whatever he does do, world domination, it's all in service to look at how great I am. Aren't I awesome? He just wants the adulation, however it comes.
Yeah.
But so it's interesting that like the conversation they have, like when they say, "Hey, you're gonna go out there and get yourself killed," and at that moment is like,
not foreshadowing. Please, for the love of God, don't make that
No. But what hit me was, I like, is he trying to say that this is the battle of every parent of a black young man?
Especially at that size. Like, yeah, I think that is
but
the kernel of that truth.
Right. Is the size just the metaphor that he's just a person, but everybody sees him as like this big, dangerous
black guy. Yeah.
Right.
That's the surface level metaphor that Boots Riley is definitely starting with. But I think like so far I feel like all of his, whether it's his music or his movies, is definitely race relations and how it comes into conflict with like late stage capitalism is the vibe that I'm getting.
That's the next scene, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely think that is his cross de bear that he likes to explore and stuff. And I find like this, it's so different from Sorry to Bother You, but at the same time, it still has that same kind of vibe. Like I said, I'm feeling like it might be in the multiverse of Sorry to Bother You.
No. Yeah, for sure.
Like Flora has powers. I'm starting to feel that vibe. Because I don't think he was high when he showed up. I think that's just how she is.
Oh, not every subsequent time he went there. No.
Yeah, right. So I think that's just how she is. She might be like a speedster.
Yeah, like, and they do make it a point to point out every time he tries to talk to another girl, his awkwardness really turns him away. Like at the club, he brought a girl over and he started talking about goofy stuff. Like, reminded me, he flirts like Ross Geller.
God, not Ross Geller.
Methane smells. No. I like your hair. It looks like an 8-year-old boy. So, I mean, but like every other girl is immediately just like, okay, that's weird. Get away from me. But nothing phases this girl. Right. Right. So yeah, maybe there is something to her. That's why she's like, okay, he is whatever, he's weird, but he's like me somehow. Oh, that's really interesting. I hope that's where they're going. Sure. Yeah.
And so like, at first I thought it was like not intentional, but it's definitely intentional that like she's moving so fast that they can't even complete the effects for it. I really like that actually.
Yeah, it's at first I thought it was either that or just what love at first sight does to a teenager.
Ooh, I like that idea too.
You know, it's just like, oh, everything's glitchy. I can barely hold myself together. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then he's got to take out pennies. It's all, you know. So maybe it was just showing like the scatterbrain way you deal with the world in that moment.
I like that. I like that interpretation as well.
But I kind of want her to be a superhero too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I want them to go fight crime together in season 2. That's my big prediction.
Oh, that would be awesome. That has to happen. If that doesn't happen, I'd be very mad.
Definitely.
Because it certainly seems like they're leading us in that direction. So, and anyway, so going from talking about, you know, the dangers of the world and goes right over to, like you said, late stage capitalism. Hi, I'm an agent, like a CIA agent.
God. Not an agent. I think that's a very meta thing. I think Boots Riley has run into the quintessential agent named Sam. And the fact that his last name is Spiegel, like catalog, that whole thing too, I was just like, it's a lot of layers we can take, because if we are truly going capitalism, like, okay, as a 90s kid, whose mom did not have a Spiegel catalog? That's all I'm saying. If you know, you know. That and the freaking, like the Nordstrom's catalogs for Christmas and Marcus, aka Needless Markup. Yeah, I'm guilty.
My favorite thing on this card was that it right next to with equal acai products with equal billing as sports and entertainment and music management and acai products.
That health game make a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. Them supplements make a lot of money.
And I swear it's just Kool-Aid and more sugar and ice. That's all it is. It's just frozen Kool-Aid. They're tricking you.
Wouldn't doubt it, bro. Wouldn't doubt it.
You know? There's also an interesting moment, like when the lights go out, off in the corner, somebody says to him, Cody, can you still see in the dark? Like just testing his abilities, like, oh, let's see what powers you have.
Don't you? It was totally Felix.
Which one is Felix?
Not Scat, but who has like the dreads? It's the other one that doesn't. Okay.
The
one who owns the car.
Yeah, I really like Felix.
Yeah, he's funny as heck, and but he's like the first one. He's just kind of like he just goes with the flow, even if the flow is like taking you over the waterfall.
No, you know who he is? Like, did you see the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Yes.
Okay, so Chris Pine's character, that's who he is. Right, because he's the one that gets people going. Come on, let's do this. And he's got the idea that can get people excited and get people on board. He's like the little engine that makes the group move somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that's why I resonate with him, because he's the one that motivates people to get into mishaps, and we need that. So he's probably so far my favorite character. I knew he was going to get banned
from sports, though. I'm like, he's too big. That's an unfair advantage. Definitely, they're not going to let that happen. But even competitive walking, that's actually not good for him at somebody that size if we're going like in the real world kind of thing. I digress.
So I think that sort of like transpired right after the agent says, let's do my thing. Yeah. Or let's not get you into sport. Let's lock him out of other opportunities so that we can funnel his only option being this thing. Hey, look, man, they banned you from sports. Have I got, because he told him, turn to channel 36. See, you're out of sports. Now have I got the solution to what you need? Come here.
Illuminati
they don't
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, babes.
Mm-hmm. He's like, oh yeah, definitely. Lots of Illuminati stuff for sure. Yeah. Wink, wink. Oh man. But yeah, I can't wait to see how that plays into it, because it definitely will. If Thank You for Calling is any indication, just be ready for a sudden 360 and then another 180 somewhere in this season, you know?
Yeah, obviously. But it's kind of weird. It's like modeling. I don't know how I feel about that, because like just to cut forward for a little bit, you know, his uncle, but we'll call him his dad, Matisse. He goes, I don't like him signing up to be a Sambo in a manger. Whoa.
Yowza. Yeah.
And then, you know, it harkens back to where they had the dead giants on display too, right? So it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like the cult guy when he was at
right. That was really cool the way they did that though. It was so theatrical. Like and he
just wasn't having it.
Yeah.
Cody's like, but you're not. You would think that Oakland's desolate. Look where you're from.
Yeah. That or like, that's your impression. Yeah, you're a silly, want to do good, rich person from LA. Of course, you think that's what this. Yeah, whatever. That's where I thought it was coming from.
Member. So.
Yeah. Right. No, what I appreciated about it was the choreography and how it made me envision. No, like they all came, stood, turned, and then they dipped down to reveal their leader. And then he slowly comes your way. And then when he's done, he comes, stares at you in the face. And they're probably like telepathically saying, thank you, boss, or whatever. And then he turns around and then they all come around him and then they float away together. And what's great about that to me is I can imagine them being in their little backyard practicing this moment. You sat down too quickly. You got to get it on time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, like that part to me. And this is what they've been waiting for. I don't know who this Sam character is.
Another Sam. This is all I'm saying. It's a thing about a guy named Sam. Can't trust a guy named Sam, apparently.
What's the word for the devil they use? Samhain? Something like that, isn't it?
Oh, I thought that was like the spirit of Halloween or whatever.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I thought spirit of Halloween was the devil, no?
I don't know. Depends on your religion.
I guess.
Yeah, I think Wicca is Samhain or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's where it's from. I guess you just always hear that in death metal songs, so you think that they're always talking about the devil.
Pronounces it right.
Gotcha. But yeah, so like they have some sort of prophecy that but like it's interesting. The way they leave is like them saying, "Hey, we are at your beck and call. We are at your whim. We await your instructions or something, right?" So I wonder, like, if they think that he is a literal god, that they're red herringing us, that they are bad or weird or evil, that they're going to be the ones to come and save him because they believe in him somehow.
Maybe.
I think that would be cool to see because
that would definitely be subverting up expectations.
But maybe they're saying it clearly right here. It's like, we await your instructions. Oh, great. What did they call him? What's the word they use?
Oh yeah, it's like some weird word for
Pioneers. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so they're like, we're here for you and we await your instructions. So I think they're going to end up being good guys. Just because of that little statement he said, I don't think they're evil. I think they want us to think he's evil. But the Illuminati is the real evil. Sam Spiegel is the real evil. Yeah, definitely.
Love the Sams.
Right. But he has some sort of plan as agent, like he's getting them, and maybe they're sort of like running through the tropes, of what Hollywood has, black comedians or black actors do, the way they portray them. And he's sort of
to the industry. Yeah.
Yeah. First he's displayed as like a kaiju almost, or a monster.
When we start saying, give him the pin pan, I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah. So yeah, that was, and then like, you think like he's simple and just being taken advantage of. When Jones comes over to talk to him, he's like, oh yeah, I know this is messed up.
I need the money, bro.
But I need Bing Bang money. I need Bing Bang money.
That other thing sounds like a lot of extra work.
Yeah.
Pay the bills.
Man, oh man, that was such a great scene. I was like, man, oh man. And like I was all on Jones's side, until she said the eviction defense. Now I was like, man, I don't know how I feel about that.
Also, I like, as much as I love Jones, it's one thing like to be passionate about one activist thing, right? But it's like, so it seems like she's gonna have like a different activist project every single week. So how much can you really get done spreading yourself thin among all the other, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm done, exploring something new that makes me feel important. There's nothing else that I can do that makes me feel important with this particular cause. I'm going to move to a new cause where it can be fresh to me.
We've
It's
all
like,
had that friend.
Yeah.
Whether it's a hobby or whatever, they're always moving on to one thing to the next. So it's like, I don't know, like I appreciate her enthusiasm, but I need to put her down and focus.
Yeah. Well, no, but that's not what that person's ever going to do, because it's not motivated by the good. It's motivated by how it makes me feel when So
Well,
I wonder if that's
that
what
theory
Jones
that
is.
There's no such thing as altruism, right? Like that theory.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean,
we're humans.
but even then, there is a certain measure of whether you do good or not that is tangible,
Mhm.
that is definable, that is not prone to saying, I can't figure it out, so it could be this, it could be that,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I went down a really, really weird tunnel there, and I don't know where I came out.
No. That's the beauty of Boots Riley. He wants you to.
Yeah, I get it.
Like,
Fair enough.
From the title of the show to the opening scene, he wants you to go down all these rabbit holes.
Mhm.
That is what I think. Like he doesn't want to give you answers. Like you can figure out the lens of which he's viewing this material, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the lens he wants you to view. He wants you to do your own research.
Yeah,
And that's what I've kind of come to the conclusion on at this point.
I like that. I like that a lot. Like, people say, like, I'm always like I'm a bigger fan of questions than I am of answers, because answers only teach you what's already there, but questions help you find what isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But like when somebody does it cleverly, where it does make you think and does lead you down interesting roads, and the pursuit of those thoughts adds to the value of what you experienced and saw, and makes it more than what it was, versus some people who just don't want to stand behind their decision and say, hey, you decide what happens. It's up to you.
Yeah.
This is very different from that.
It's
Simply because of
choose
that.
your own adventure. But
Yeah. No, right.
having an adventure.
Mhm.
It's carefully curated, but there's still like some paths, some forks in the road that you can go down on your own. I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was a good one. And so okay. So when Jones is walking away, do you think he was just so overwhelmed with everything going on around him, or was that a sneaky sort of like, yeah, I'll see you later. I'll see you Thursday, right? I'll see you Wednesday at 4. I'll see you Tuesday. Like it almost seemed like a mafia boss kind of move. Like, yeah, you'll get your money Thursday. You get your money next week. You get your money never. Is that what he was doing? Or do you think he was just like his brain was pulled in too many directions in that moment?
I think his brain was pulled into too many directions. I don't think he's been corrupted that quickly by capitalism, but he's definitely infected in some way.
Yeah, but like that conversation also starts off by him saying, "Oh yeah, I see how this is messed up." Right? And like,
but I gotta make this money. But
right,
that's late stage capitalism at work. It's like,
yeah, but in that moment, he's reacting to his situation in a way different than I think I expected from the onset of that scene. Because when he first gets there, you're like, he doesn't know much about the world. He didn't even know how money worked at the beginning of this episode. And now they're bogging him down with these tropes and like what it means to be yourself in relation to, they're making him look like a monster, sexualizing him, this and that. And it's like, he's not hip to this. He's just a simple person. And then he goes, oh, I understand how fucked up this is. And you're like, oh no, he gets it. So in this moment, am I willing to look at that moment and look away and see, oh no, he's just a simple cat and he didn't mean to treat her that way? Or is he just like, okay, was it trying to show that he's already being that involved in, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think it's that for sure.
Okay,
you
yeah.
You gotta get you want a girl, you gotta get a job to get the money to take her out. Like that is the motivating factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
might not be thinking with the big brain.
No, you're absolutely right. That sounds more right to me too now. Yeah. Absolutely.
But at the same time, she can't. I don't think Jones even faults him for it because he has been sheltered his whole life.
Yeah.
And he's just got to experience some things on his own. Like you can only tell a person so much. Like you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make that horse drink, right?
Yeah, and especially not the first time you talk to them, right? Mm-hmm. And anybody who's done any canvassing or trying to change people's minds, all you can ever do is plant seeds and then give them time to grow. You're not going to change somebody's mind in the moment, but all you can do is let them leave that conversation with something that they'll take with them and maybe rattle around in their brain and make them think so that the next time you talk, you can get a little bit closer. Exactly. So I think she's probably used to that. And she's like, all right, he'll come around.
Definitely. Like I said, she's not really pushy. She'll just kind of ask, do you want to do this? If not, cool, because I mean, like, yeah, she drags Scat and Felix around, but they're not any help, as we saw when they were putting up the posters in the pilot episode. She was like, you can come along and just keep me company, but I'm not gonna force you to believe what I believe. Just just hang out with me, be a body, do some body doubling, so I can get some stuff done.
Yeah,
and I kind of appreciate that, because we all know the pushy social issue person in our life. So I kind of appreciate that take on Jones for me personally.
Yeah, those people have been reproducing like rabbits lately. More and more of them every day. Much like these cultists, right? Nothing you can say to them is going to change their mind. I was born in October. You were born in October, right? I was born in April. Of course. Oh, August. That's the original 8th month.
I mean, you got a point. I'm just saying. Get rid of the wrong calendar.
Right, but at the same time, I bet you
that's how they justify,
Right, no, he has an argument in his back pocket for every other month. If he'd have said March, he would have said, aha, this other Chinese calendar, according to that. He has some calendar he can apply to make any month work.
Yep.
So, but they also reminded me a lot of that cult from Dude, Where's My Car? Zoltan. They totally had Zoltan vibes, for sure. And I guess that also lends credence to, like, I don't think they're bad guys. They were too excited to be there, I think, to be bad guys.
Well, I mean, you don't have to necessarily be a bad guy to be a bad guy. No matter how you feel about Scientology, there's still some great people in Scientology trapped there for whatever reason. Some of it not even their fault. They were raised there and they kind of can't get out because they don't want to have to disassociate from their family because that's the only support they have. Something like that. Like, just because you're a cult doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. You might just got tricked and lost your way or whatever it is. And you might truly believe in that message, but the cult leader might have something else in store for you.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. I think, some cults start off from the onset to be evil and predatory. But I think there is a good portion of cults that at the onset and like during the spring of their timeline, they're doing good and they're feeling good. And there might be like, yeah. So I think there is a pocket of time where all of these things start off and are really good. And then eventually all the things you're ignoring about human behavior collect and metastasize. And then you get what we get. So, but I think these guys are at the early stage.
Oh, really? Because I don't think prophesy, like, I kind of, like, have a little bit of a, do I want to use the word fetish? No, not fetish. Okay. I have a special interest in cults, right? Like, and, like, criminology and stuff like that. So
fair enough, yeah.
Leaving prophecies and stuff like that tells me that they're not in the early stages of their cult, I guess. Like, that comes way later. Like, my favorite one is Waco, right? Because that kind of, like, happened while I was live, and I got to watch, like, that whole thing in real time, and the people are still alive, and they're still writing books about it. So, like, you can kind of, like, draw the, like, all cults, especially American-based cults, kind of have this timeline, right? So that's what makes me think that he's, like, leaving these prophecies, but on sticky notes. So you can't really take it too seriously because this is a surrealist, absurdist, like, universe. Setting everything in. But that just kind of, like, as soon as he said, our cult leader made a prophecy about you, nope.
No, even then, I think they're at the early stages
but
where...
They could be, like I said, it's a surrealist, absurdist universe. So they could absolutely be the good guys. I would love the subversion of that trope, for sure.
I really would, because now they got me thinking like the Zoltan guys, and I liked all those nerds, They were good people, I think, in the end. And I think these guys will be too.
I hope they don't just drop it, though. Like, I feel like because this show is only 7 episodes, they can only do so much, and maybe they try to drop this and handle it in season 2 if they do season 2.
I mean, all shows do that, don't they? They set up these big overarching stories,
because
and
the
then
hero was clearly the first season like villain, like he's the boss, he's the season 1 boss that we got to defeat, or reform or however we're gonna do it. But he is the main goal of whatever we're gonna do for season 1. So I feel like when you so they're setting seeds for maybe season 2 with the cult, because I think that exploring a cult in Boots Riley's mind, like a full season of that would be really cool.
Yeah. Just the imagery for that would be really, really fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, so so they end with the parents at the bar, right?
Why are they still wearing clothes from the video?
I don't know.
Matisse,
So like,
what are you doing?
no, but like maybe that's like, you know, those are the only nice clothes they have left because they take all their money spending it on, you know, so like, and then that's what made that scene really sting a little bit for me. Like when the guy puts the video on and he thinks he's like, oh, he's dapping me up, like he remembers me. And then it felt like it was just like making fun of him. He's still wearing the same clothes. Look at him. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I did feel like the bartender, like everybody knows that bartender that kind of makes fun of the.
Yeah.
So Matisse was like a thing back in the day. That's kind of sad.
Apparently.
He gave it up to maybe take care of his nephew.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
no
he was
wonder
like
he's a little slightly bitter.
Yeah, he was holding a stack of bills throughout every scene. Just had it in his hand and a cell phone. It was so funny.
I want that. Is that song on Spotify? I need that song on Spotify.
It should. I'm sure it's somewhere. It's got to be at least on YouTube somewhere.
Somewhere. I need it.
So, apparently
it ended
she
that
had
episode really weird.
It reminded me of the end of what was it, Infinity War, where Sam Jackson gets dusted and his little pager is going. You're right. That's what it reminded me of. He's getting like she's getting a beep from Carol Danvers or something. But it's definitely hinting at a space baddie. So we're gonna get a big bad from space. That. I love it. I think it'd be cool that, like, you know, to your point, Nephilim, right?
Yeah.
So they're coming back from space to reclaim their birthright. They're like, oh, we thought all of our kin were dead on planet Earth because people kept killing them because they didn't want these guys to come back. And now that he's big, they've heard of it. And they're like, oh boy.
We gotta make a Yui.
Mm-hmm. They're all there on their you know, Sirius 6 planet with and they're all giving. They're all watching reality shows of humanity, and now they're like, oh, look at what happened on episode 9. Do you see the giant? They're like, wait, what? Oh, let's go get him.
Yeah.
But I definitely see space bad guys coming. I hope, at least. I think that'd be really cool.
I mean, that's what it's implying. Like, what else could that be?
Right. Oh, I don't know if they're like some sort of mystical symbols or it's like a government agency that's after them. I don't know what those symbols were, but they definitely look like aliens.
So those guns, though, it's just like...
right, and the guns. Yeah, they're definitely space.
The guns, they feel like two separate pieces of the puzzle for, like, different sides, almost.
Yeah.
Because, like, that doesn't seem human-made, but the guns definitely seem human-made. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I guess you gotta have like your Igor, right? Your human apprentice that helps manage your situation.
True.
In the theater you're working in.
True.
Yeah. So definitely, maybe that's what the cults are. But I think more so that's what the entertainment industry is going to be painted out to be. That's what that agent is.
Ooh, okay.
That's who I think they're working for. Whatever this space bad guy is. And they're probably the one communicating to Sirius 9 that, hey, you know, you might want to come get your boy.
I don't know. Like, this is so abrupt. I'm like, wait, because the previous episode was a little bit longer, and this one was a little shorter, so I was just like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. No, but
that's a sign of a good show. Like, when it goes off, you're like, there's not any more? Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad I can binge, but I'm trying to hold myself off because I like watching it right before I review so I can be fresh with how I feel about it. But so I'm super excited for next week. But this is a great episode so far. One final thing. Flora does find, she's like, come on, dummy, here's my number. Can you, all right, are we,
you know? He like the burgers. And she's like, I know.
Yeah. That was really cool. The fact that he felt brave enough to say it. And she confirmed it. She's like, yeah, no, come on, dummy. Here's my number.
Yeah, that was really cute.
Yeah. He's like, I counted 7,000 pennies for you. Come on. You know?
Well, she can do it in a blink of an eye, so, I mean, it's not that big
of
an inconvenience. Maybe that was a little fun for her.
Oh, that's definitely going to be something they revisit. Oh, yeah, that's such a cool little tidbit. Yeah. Now I definitely think they're going to reveal that she has powers of some sort.
I think everybody might have some secret kind of power.
Huh.
Like some Captain Planet style thing, and maybe they have to just become a human mech.
Ooh. Yeah, that's such an interesting idea. And then what if they're like they make a big deal about Oakland being a tough place and how everybody sees it as like the third world or whatever. Maybe it'll turn out that there was some sort of like a radiation leak and a lot of people there are developing powers or something. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
But then, of course, knowing him, it's not going to be an accidental. Yeah, no, it's going to be on purpose. Right. Hey, let's test this serum on this community of people and see what happens.
If they would blow up, if they would blow up the middle of the desert with like people 20 miles away, like living in the burbs of a nuclear, explosion.
Yeah,
they do anything to the inner city. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
they have done. They blew up Philly for goodness sakes,
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, I love a good conspiracy theory show.
But it's subtle. But I do kind of think that like I said, the things that I've heard about the show is good, but it's not like, say, a show that kind of is also another coming of age story, like The Summer I Turned Pretty, which like covers this from like the white feminine gaze of a coming of age story, right? And it's the same like kind of topic of how one is viewed versus what one values within themselves. Like it's that same premise, but from a different perspectives. So I don't know if like I am fascinated by Boots Riley's mind, right, and like how he perceives things, but I don't know if it's off-putting for like other people. Like I know like why we keep getting crusty old white superheroes is because they're convinced nobody else wants to. That's the only thing people want to watch, which is totally not true. But I feel like I don't know. I don't really see a lot of like reviews or critiques for the show and stuff. So I don't know.
That is interesting. I don't know. I think there is a contingency of people who, again, appreciate sort of something that does make them think, right? Not in a way like, oh, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but more so, I am showing you what it is. But all you have to do is slow down and pay attention. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I hope there's a contingency of people that are fans of it, and there must be because he keeps making movies.
The things I hear, I haven't heard a single bad thing about this show, but it's like such little buzz, and like they premiered the first 4 episodes of Southwest by Southwest, and they got the buzz in, but like how a show's a real hit when like you just can't literally turn on YouTube with like you watch one video about it and it's literally like an endless feed of just commentary for that show. That's not it. But the commentary that I have seen, that I have queued up for like after I watch the episodes, after we review them and stuff, they seem thoughtful and long, and like they actually really get it. But again, it goes to that kind of thing of like the most recent like Netflix movie that I can think of to tie this to. It's like they clone Tyrone. Like all the white reviewers kind of sound like ChatGPT wrote the script for them because it was all very similar. Whereas people of color who reviewed the movie, who actually like can like kind of more closely relate to it, had more unique and genuine things to say about it, I guess. Yeah. Like, but that's also like people virtue signaling. I appreciate it. Like, if you don't really know, you can keep it surface level. That's fine. You don't have to dig that deep. But I think that might be a case of this. Like, you can say you like the movie, why you like the movie, and maybe some things you don't get because it's lost in the cultural, mystification or whatever, or what have you. And I definitely think that like this being set in Oakland specifically, it. Just like even California, and just like the Black American gays of just California, where like all these activism things happen that are literally in the history books, like Watch riots, LA riots, Black Panthers, things like that, which like kind of grounded for me. That could probably go over other people's heads because I don't even know what a history book looks like now, honestly. So, I can't even imagine. Yeah, all the lives in my history books where I grew up, we had that in our history books, and it's just kind of like in the ether of like knowledge and stuff like that.
Right.
So you can kind of get that.
Even then, so much of it was like sanitized for us as you grow older. And so I can't imagine what they're teaching kids now.
Nothing seems like.
Well, that's all. Yeah.
Book.
Yeah.
Like, I was, I had to leave Florida for a while because like it was a mess down there specifically because of that. So, and like the teachers like don't want to do what he wants to do. Thank goodness. But like, where does that leave public education if everybody goes into the private sector? Oof. And maybe that's the point. That's the point.
Exactly. It makes it easier to get kids addicted to social media.
But I think it's a fun show, even if you don't have any of that cultural knowledge at all. I think that it's fun and it's interesting. Just like the title of this, like I said, I'm a Virgo. Like it just pulls you in. Like, what the hell is this show about?
Yeah,
you're a Virgo.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine not knowing what the name means. I've given up on that a long time ago. Perhaps it will reveal itself at some point, but I really don't care. I think the show is so fun and so interesting and so weird, but in the best kind of way.
Anymore, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's definitely got that funky cheese that smells bad, but you're like, oh, I want it. You know, it's got that weird funk to it, but man, it keeps coming back.
I hope there's room in the world for weird. That's all that I'm saying.
Oh, I think there always will be. There always will be.
At least enough for a season 2.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's to hoping. Let's hope there's some more buzz about it. But, you know, sometimes things take a while to catch. I remember, like, when the first season of Stranger Things was out, nobody really talked about it at first. And I remember seeing it on Netflix, and it had a really well-designed, interesting, intriguing cover art with this little bald kid and then the three, and the font was really cool. And they really did a good job of inciting your nostalgia for anybody who went to high school in the 90s, you know? And I passed by it several times and I was like, that's such an interesting image. Maybe I'll go watch it. And then after like months and months and months, I finally watched it and I thought it was amazing. And then slowly people started talking about it and I started hearing more about it. But like maybe this will be one of those things.
I hope so.
Who knows?
Like I said, it doesn't. You don't even have to have like any of those ties to it. I think it's just a weird, fun show.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And I think the world needs more weird, fun shows. Otherwise, we're gonna get stuck with MILF Manor.
Man, let's end this writer's strike, please. Let's end this writer's strike, please. Although MILF Planet doesn't sound like a terrible idea. I have to say.
MILF Manor, maybe. MILF Manor, bad.
No. Oh, I thought you said MILF Planet. I was like, whoa, now there's an idea.
Maybe on my hard drive.
No, well, fair enough.
National TV.
No, sign me up for that reality show. I'll go do that.
Leave that on a channel like Zeus. If you know, you know.
Yeah. All right. So that was episode 2. Very much looking forward to watching episode 2. And of course, I'm gonna wait till next week to watch it right before we record. So, super excited. Any predictions for what we get next episode?
Not a prediction, kind of just a hope. I hope Flora and Cootie like make it official. That's all I want.
Oh, right. Yeah, we'll definitely get some more exploration on that. I also think that Walton Goggins is going to enter stage left.
He's got to make his character known. It's time.
Yeah. But do you think their first meeting will be like passive aggressive? Or do you think he'll come up right away and say, hey, there's only room for one of us in this town?
No, I don't know. Like I said, it's giving the boys vibes. Like they want to come off. He wants to come off as a hero, so he'll probably extend an olive branch. I'm keeping my eye on you, kid.
Yeah.
Like, I love you. Let's talk about your comic book. Like that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what they say, never meet your heroes.
Right. And that's what's going to really break him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he can build back better.
Yes. Optimism. I love that for us. Yeah. On that note, do you want to take us out, Lilith? Sure. Let's see. If you guys want to hang out with us on the interwebs, you can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, as my emails keep telling me. That's FSA Podcast on X. You can also feel free to send in feedback and suggestions to CapesandLunatics@gmail.com. You could always give us a call or leave us a voicemail, 614-382-2727. That's 614-38-CAPES. And, of course, check out our website, tubespace.io, Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. Where can they find you, Mozzie?
Oh, they can email me at mozzmanzor@gmail.com or find me on Facebook under Mozz Manzor. That's MOZZMANZOOR.
And as for me, I am distinctly a meta girly. I am dusting my hands of anything involving Elon Musk. So you can find me on Facebook, Lilith Hellfire, friend me. You can find me on Threads and Instagram at Internet Granny. That's GRANNIE. And we will see you next time.
Yeah. So I guess you got Mark Zuckerberg in the billionaire fight.
He's actually training and taking it serious.
I mean,
it's a joke.
He's trying to get out of it. He's trying so hard to get out of it.
Let me show up in your backyard, like
right. Which is the smart thing. He shouldn't fight Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, I have this neck thing. It's gonna take months to heal, but I'm gonna show up as a practice fight.
Yeah. No. Please don't do that, Elon. That's a terrible idea. That joke went way too far. Let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah. And I'm an Elon fan.
Let you go.
Right. But that's besides the point. Anyways, see everybody next week. Arg.